Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I feel like the thing that people struggle most with is really their base routine. It's the biggest part of your makeup routine. It's your whole face. And if you can get this part down pat, I bet you your makeup is gonna look 10 times better. So in this video, I'll be going over your skin prep and your base routine to make sure that you get the most flawless look. Let's get into it. Oh, and by the way, my name is Julie Jules. I'm a 2-time Emmy Award-winning makeup artist. Let's jump into it. Skin prep is going to be the beginning of every makeup application, and it's a non-negotiable. We're not negotiating here. I'm not a negotiator. I'm a makeup artist. Okay, great. Glad we got that figured out. So, prep. It's all about the prep. And listen, I'm not into like a lot of skin prep because that's where you start getting into your makeup slipping and sliding and it just not meshing all the way together, and we want no parts of that. So I was actually just giving myself a nice little eye treatment while I waited because I have nothing on my face. I feel like a crocodile right now. So first things first, I'm going in with a toner, and I'm going in with a toner because as you can see, my face is dry and my hands. My hands will be dry the whole video. It's a good makeup video. We're starting with toner because our face is dry. And before I go in with a moisturizer, I need something for the moisturizer to grip onto. And you can't hydrate without there being something there already, at least well. So I'm going in with a toner. You do not need a lot. I'm going in with like about this much. I really just rub that into the back of my hands and then I just press that in. And that's my initial step to hydration. Now, whether you have oily skin, combination skin, any of those things, toner is a non-negotiable. And honestly, every product I'm going to use is a non-negotiable, but it just needs to be formulated for your skin type. So if you have oily skin and you're not looking for like that glow, I know Pixie has one that's great for acne prone skin and it actually helps to suck some of the oil out. So definitely look into that, but toner is first. Now this one is optional. I said nothing was optional, and then here I go, taking my words back, but at least I'm accountable. Accountability, yes. I'm going in with an essence. Now this is a new brand to me. I believe it's called Regelicea. So good. This is their immunity support essence. Now the difference between an essence and a toner is one, the thickness. This is going to be a little bit thicker while your toner is very watery. And this is really just to help support hydration and really lock it in. Again, I'm not going to go in with a lot. This is a new brand to me, but I've been loving the way my skin looks after using their products, like that real glass skin for hours, not just like 10 minutes. Like my skin actually looks hydrated, and I have dry skin, so this routine is great if you have dry skin. Everything I'm going to be using is hydrating and just juicy plumpness goodness. So now I'm going to let this settle a bit, and I'm going to go in with my moisturizer. I'm gonna go in with my eye cream, which this one is my favorite, and the label has come off because it's in my bathroom and all that. But this is the Kiehl's Creamy Avocado Eye Treatment. So good. If you have not ever used this product, it is a game changer, especially with your makeup and like your concealer and things. It has a really nice thick consistency without being too thick where it weighs down the eye. It still blends out really beautifully. And when I say it hydrates under the eye, it hydrates. And maybe if you're somebody who's like, you know, I can't use a really heavy eye cream, maybe this won't be your everyday eye cream, but definitely when you're doing your makeup, because that concealer, the powder under the eyes, if you're doing blush, you know, if you're bringing all that under the eyes, you really want an eye cream that's going to be able to help smooth all of that out and make sure it doesn't get too cakey. Cakiness also comes from that area being dry. So if we make sure that we moisturize it really well, it won't be dry. And you can already see my skin is starting to just look nice and juicy, and that's how I like it. Now I'm going in with the Renewal Serum from the same company. This is for visible correction of wrinkles, pores, and pigmentation. And I be picking at my chin, and so my chin is like I'm gonna get laser, but looks crazy down there. And after using this for like a week, I can notice that it's gotten a lot better, and I'm just like, I'm really blown away by this whole line. I'm only gonna use like 1.5 pumps. I don't even need a lot. And I'm also going to press this into the skin. So far I've done a toner, an essence, and a serum, and we've also done our eye cream. Giving your skincare, the different steps of your skincare, time to like really get into the skin. So the toner pretty much absorbs instantly because it's so watery. Your essence kind of sits on top of that, your serum, and lastly I'm gonna go in with a moisturizer. And if I was going outside, I'd put on an SPF as well. But you really wanna give time in between your steps for each of these products to really settle into the skin. And I know that might sound counterintuitive when you're rushing through your makeup, but some things in life just cannot be rushed, and this is one of them. Now I'm gonna go in with their anti-aging cream, and this moisturizer, I hate to say this, like I haven't done a super ton of research on this one. I've just been wearing it, and it's just so good. This has a buccal and niacinamide in it, and I only need a little bit, I promise. And I'm somebody who likes to, like drench myself in skincare, and I just don't have to do that with this product, and it's so good. So I'm gonna take some, put it on my face, of course the neck as well, and I'm just gonna start working that in. This is a really beautiful formula. It almost reminds me of like a gripping primer. It has that nice slickness to it while still really feeling hydrating. And when I tell you, like when I finish rubbing this in and you see how my skin looks, that is how my skin will look for the rest of the day. Like real glass skin, yeah. So I'm just rubbing that in, and look at my skin. Yeah. Now that's my everyday routine, whether I'm wearing makeup or not. A few of my other favorite moisturizers to go in with, especially for dry skin. I've been loving the YSE Extremely Rich Moisturizer. This also makes my skin feel like butter. Also goodie but oldie, the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This is good for everybody, any skin condition, any skin type. And also if you have oily skin, I really like the Belief, the True Cream Aqua Balm hydrating moisturizer. Anything gel or water based for oily skin is going to be really great. Now I'm going to go in with my primer. Now, maybe 5 years ago, if you asked me if I felt like primer was necessary, I would have said no, because the primers on the market at that time were really just moisturizers. And I feel like because consumers weren't getting skin prep, they started making primers just to like bring you into the skin prep and get you moisturized and ready to go with your makeup. But now I feel like a lot of companies have not only reformulated, but they understand maybe what steps in your skincare might be missing and how to account for that. So not all primers are created equal, but definitely some have really changed my mind about wearing primers like this one, the Huda Beauty Easy Blur. I really like this because it really does give a blur to my skin. I did a full face of Huda Beauty not too long ago, and my makeup was like, okay, miss, I don't need a filter. Like, she wasn't lying. So I really like this primer. Also, like the One Size Oil Sucker Primer, if you have really oily skin, is Chef's Kiss. The Danessa Meyer Exploring Balm in the Universal or the Radiant is really great also for oil control. So like there are primers out there now. The Milk Grip Primer, I really love that. If you feel like your makeup is just like slipping and sliding and getting all over the place and not staying all day, I really love that one as well. So those are like some of the primers I really feel like live up to what they're claiming. So I do believe in those. And with the Huda Beauty, I do not need a ton. I'm gonna just use a little bit. And really, I like to focus this really on my smile lines, because I see that it really helps to make sure that they don't really get as pronounced throughout the day. And then, you know, of course, on the forehead, who doesn't want some blurring there if needed, and just around the rest of my face. And it gives me a really nice blur throughout. I've noticed the difference when I use this primer and when I don't. That's how good it is. I'm like, okay, girl, I'm not gonna play with you. Make sure I put you on. And I really want you to watch this video and understand that makeup is a process. Even after watching this video, you are not going to be a pro at this. This is gonna take maybe watching this video 4 or 5 times. Subscribe. But that's like the beauty of makeup. Like you learn it, you practice it, and then one day it's all just gonna click and you're gonna be so grateful, and then a new product's gonna come out and you're gonna have to figure out how to use that in your new routine, and it's just, it never stops. It never stops. Now I'm going in with color corrector, which is a non-negotiable, especially if you have hyperpigmentation, especially if you have a lot of dark marks. Your foundation or your concealer might cover it up initially, but then when you go to set it, you might notice this really gray tone, and it's because underneath that concealer or foundation color is that hyperpigmentation, and it's not being corrected for, and so it just ends up being a mess, and we don't want none of that. This one is one of my faves. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Corrector, and why I like this one so much is because it actually has light reflecting particles in it, so it not only color corrects, but it also gives a little bit of sheen to it, so that way it's also bouncing the light off that area, which is usually what we also need as far as color correction. It's usually a depressed area that you kind of want to bring forward, like here or under the eyes, and this color corrector does both, so it's really good. I like it, and it's also not too thick. You know, I'm 34 now, and I'm not trying to go full coverage most days, so this is like the perfect formula for me. I'm gonna go in with my Danessa Myricks. I think she calls this her Yummy Face 3.0, and this is really great for concealer or for color correcting, as I'm doing now. And I like to really just take that and pat that in really lightly, not moving it around too much because I want the concentration in this area. And you can see now that I've blended it out, it has this nice bounce to it, so it's actually making my eye look more full and not like I have a depression there. And it also blends out beautifully. So I'm just going in. And in this area here, blending that out. I think for today's video, I'm gonna do like a light base routine. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy because I don't really do too crazy. But what I will say, and I've noticed over the years, I do not do my makeup like I do my clients' makeup. And I want other makeup artists to chime in the comments and let me know if you feel the same way. Like when I'm doing my clients' makeup, I'm not only more concentrated, but I'm like nitpicking and over here and on my face, I'd be like, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. So if you guys want me to bring a model on my channel and see how I do her makeup, let me know in the comments, because the way I do my makeup and the way I do my clients' makeup is totally, like, not totally, but just I'm more meticulous for sure. Way more meticulous. So now I'm gonna give that a second to just kind of, it does have a self-setting, so I'm just gonna comb through my brows. Now, when it comes to foundation, especially for my melanated queens, there are 2 ways you can kind of go about this. You can either use a foundation that's a little bit darker than your face. So see how like my chest area and my shoulders are darker than my face? I could use a foundation this color and then go in with my concealer, no bronzer. Or I can go in with a foundation that is this skin tone, make sure I bronze really well, and then get that same kind of zhuzh. So it's like if you want to skip a step or not. And I also find that if I go in with a foundation shade that is this tone, it looks just a tad more glam. Tad more like slightly not catfish, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So I think today I'll do what I think most people do is try to match their face and then they go in and bronze. Which is okay. I don't mind that, especially for my melanated queens. Y'all are okay with doing that. But it does require just a little bit more work. So I'm going in with my Huda Beauty. I also really love this foundation. Like when sis says filter in a bottle, when you want to look like baddie, Yeah, this is the shade 500G. And I feel like my winter color should be coming back soon. I don't know how soon, but soon. And you guys, I love my BK Beauty brushes. You're gonna be seeing me use a lot of BK Beauty brushes because I love my BK Beauty brushes. And I feel like I lied. I'm gonna mix a little foundation. I can't help it. It's still not gonna be as dark as my shoulder, but I'm gonna mix a little bit of 550, just a tad. I love mixing my foundations. So I like to mix a foundation. I'm putting it on my pan and I'm just blending that together. And I love this brush because it's really like a beauty blender on a stick. Like it really gives you that control. Look at that. It gives you that control and coverage. Even though this is not a full coverage foundation, still gives you that coverage. And I wanna go just see, I need to go just a little. This was really my color last winter, and I think I've just never came back to it. There we go. And that's another thing with like your base routine, you really need to test it out. Like, I'm sure the first day it's not gonna look amazing, but with time, you'll get it right. And luckily, like places like Sephora and Ulta give you samples. Take advantage of that. Like, go and get 3 different tones, 3 different shades, see how you like them, see how they pair with your setting powder, because we'll also go over that, how, you know, your setting powder can really change the color of your foundation, and that use that to work with you and not against you. But yeah, try different foundations, even if the formula sometimes said it's like a rosy undertone and you know you're golden. Sometimes they don't know how to label these products, and you just have to go in and use trial and error. I mean, not try every shade. You're not gonna go in and try 45 shades. You're gonna try like 3 or 2 and see which one works best for you. And now I think this looks gorgeous. Look at that. Her foundation is just really, really beautiful. And with this brush, this is the 101 BK Beauty brush. It just lays everything down. Look at that, beautifully. Now I'm going in with my Juvia's Place. This is Coral Rose. This is one of my favorite blushes and colors. Like, I'm always going to be a peachy blush girl. You're not gonna see me unless I'm doing like a pink look or I'm going for that look. I feel like my natural blush tone is more of a peach. It's more of a, you know, coral base. And so that's why I really love this shade. So now I'm going in, I'm gonna use this brush. No, I'm gonna use this one. That's also why I really love BK Beauty brushes, because like they all can be used many ways. Okay, this is the 113 brush, and I'm not going to drag this all over my face. I'm going to keep it in the area that I want it. This is naturally where I would flush. So I'm adding it in here. I'm also not taking it all the way back into my, you know, temple ear area. I'm really keeping that concentrated right in here. And I'll do the same thing on this side. And I'm also keeping it pretty high. Oh, I just love this. It looks so natural. And that's how I like my makeup to, like, looking natural doesn't always mean using less product. It also means the colors that you use, are they naturally occurring in your face? That's also gonna really help with making sure you still look like yourself, if that's your goal. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more, because I love a blush. Love a blush. Ah, and it's just so pretty. If you guys haven't tried a peachy tone blush, I encourage you. I didn't say orange. I know how the girls are like against orange blush, but a peachy tone, and leave it to Juvia's Place to make the perfect, chef's kiss, perfect one. Perfect one. Yay. Okay, I'm loving that. Now I'm going to go in with some concealer. Again, when you are melanated, like, the possibilities are really just endless. Like, it's not so much what you can't do, it's more like 101 ways to do it. Like it's really just, it makes my heart melt just thinking about it. So I did my Huda Beauty face a couple weeks ago, like I said, and I tried her faux filter concealer, which I've had for a while, but I'm not a matte concealer girly. I'm definitely more of like a hydrating under eye, but this formula is like right in the middle because it is a luminous matte, so it still gives me that hydrated look under my eyes. But they hadn't sent me my new summer shade, and so all I had was 7.1, which I felt like was a bit too bright with my setting powder. But what I did was I used, since this was brighter, I just used a deeper setting powder, and it just balanced so beautifully. I'm like, what can't women of color do? Like, nothing. So this is 7.1, and when I say a little bit goes a long way, you're gonna watch me work. I'm literally gonna put a dot. And I know some people are not into the dot, but I am, because that's how you keep a concealer for like a whole year. Okay, talk to me nice. I'm going to use, just because it's right here, I'm gonna use her. You know what, I'm not, because that's a dirty brush. And I don't want to put that kind of, I don't want nobody coming back being like, well, you was using a dirty brush. Let me get a clean one. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy BK Beauty A506. A game changer. A game changer. All the concealer brushes I use are very much shaped the same. They have that like little paw, but this one is, of course, the OG. And when it comes to the chin, what we're trying to do here is mimic the chin coming forward, because that's how you get that really balanced look on the face. So I'm not taking this all the way up to the lip. I'm really keeping this concentrated right in this area. And now for under the eyes, I'm going to look up. I tell my mom all the time, I'm like, Stevie Wonder is playing the piano, doing everything, and he can't see. You do not need to see to blend your concealer. You can feel. You can literally feel. I can feel that I'm right here, so now I'm gonna lightly tap. And it's a light tap. You know, it's not, we're not beating down the block. Like, what? We're doing makeup. We're like, we love ourselves, we love our skin, we love under our eyes. We know it's very delicate there. You gotta keep that in mind. Gotta keep that in mind. So, and that's how you get a really beautiful blend as well. Really smooth, really creamy, really creaseless. Look at that. And you can see how under my eye is truly canceled out. Like under my eye is that color because we color corrected. We gave it time to settle. I'm also just gonna put a little bit right here. And also that eye cream is really coming in to play right now. Like it's so easy to blend out this concealer right now because I prepped under my eye so well. Ah, that is really a gorgeous, gorgeous formula. And whatever's left over, I'll just tap that on top here. I don't like to put too much concealer in this area because, like, again, like I said, when you put concealer or a brighter color, it brings that area forward. And I don't want to bring this area forward. That would look a little crazy. So I just take whatever's left on the brush and I just pat it underneath there. Oh, we're almost done, guys. I'm so excited. And honestly, like, I don't know why I didn't do long form sooner because now you really get to see like my whole process, which that's how you really gonna learn. Okay, now we're going in with setting powder and I'm gonna be using my Huda Beauty Cinnamon Bun setting powder. Her setting powders are really great, especially if you have dry skin. If you have more oily skin, I love going in with the one size powder. It's a little bit thicker. And on my really light days, I'll just use my I'll use like a loose powder and a really fluffy brush and just kind of sweep it under there. I'm just blending out here because it looked a little, I think I had a little too much, and we don't want that. So yeah, just like your foundations that come in, you know, full coverage, medium coverage, it's the same with your setting powders as well. They also come in different thicknesses for different skin types. I'm going back in with my blush brush and I'm just tapping to make sure that everything looks nicely blended together. And now I'm gonna go in with my puff and I'm gonna go right into my powder. And of course, I'm not gonna directly go into my eye. I'm gonna rub this on the back of my hand. I'm gonna go back in with my concealer brush. I'm gonna look all the way up. Lightly tap just to make sure any of that creasing that just happened is gone. I'm going to look all the way up again. I'm gonna even bring this on the sides of my nose, around my nose. And I'm really gonna press that in. Look how beautiful that is. Ah, it's just gorgeous. And I'm gonna go and tap on the other side. And tap that in. Now, again, I have dry skin, so I'm not looking for like a full mattified face. So whatever's left on the puff, I'll do my T-zone with. And I'll set the other areas. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Now I am gonna take a little bit of, I'm gonna take a little bit of peach pie. Just a tiniest amount because I did use a color that was more skin tone. If I wanna brighten it up just a tiny bit, I'll just take a little bit of a brighter color and just essentially kind of bake. And I also really love to snatch with Huda's powders because they are so fine. It's just yes. Yes. And I'll do a little bit of just whatever's left on the brush. And I'm gonna take it straight. Never go down like that because that's how you bring the whole cheek down. Always go straight. Okay, let's do some blush. We'll do a little bit of powder bronzer and I think we'll be good to go. Now I'm going in with one of my favorite blushes. And this is why I like using this flat brush because I can use the other side for my powder products. So I'm just gonna swirl into my, this is from Tarte Cosmetics. This is their Enchanted. And that, as you can see, it still has that nice, really peachy tone to it, which I love. And I'm just gonna tap this. I'm gonna be a little bit more liberal with the powder than I was with the cream, because I do love a blush look when it's the right color. And you're gonna see me use this color all. This is like my go-to color. It just, yes. Yes. It's so good, just so good. Okay, a little bit of bronzing because as we can see, I've lightened up the inner part of my face. So I just wanna make sure the perimeter still has a nice toastiness to this. And there is a brush I love to use to bronze. I'm going in with my Black Radiance. I live by these. Do I live by these? I have another one over here. I should get it. I'm going into this deeper shade here. Let me get another one. Go in with this shade right here. And I'm just, again, I'm doing this more so to warm up the skin. Add a little bit of definition. Notice I don't bring it all the way in here. I really just tap this from the middle of the face and back. This band off now. It's really just trying to make sure. And see, and that's how good your like matching should be, that even areas that haven't had any makeup should match pretty closely to what you have going on. So now I'm just hitting this with some bronzer. And I'll take a little tiny brush and we'll do a little light, little baby nose snatching. And because I've already kind of carved out where that should go, I can kind of get in there and make it do what it do. I don't like to do anything too complicated. I'm not really trying to like change my nose, just, you know, give it a little snatch. And you can also just tap some of that, make sure it's really in there. So I'm just lightly, and this is the BK Beauty 206 brush. This was the 112 for the bronzer, and then I also use the 113 for the blush. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, we finished our eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna take this fluffy brush. This is my 108 BK Beauty, and I'm just going to dust off any excess powder. Really marry everything together. And now for my final step, I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Easy Bacon Snatch, and I like to go in with a fluffy brush, and I like to just take this color and kind of, you know, just marry everything together so it just looks really seamless, especially between the blush and the concealer color. We just really want that to look really seamless. Gorgeous. I might tap in, I won't lie to you guys, every now and then I might tap back in with my blush brush even after that, just to, I know, it's madness. It's madness. I think my most favorite part of my routine is my blush highlight sticks. This one is from LYS Beauty. This is the shade Focus, and I love to just pick this up and really just go in between my bronzer and my blush and give myself this really pretty highlight that also has some color in it. And if I'm feeling fancy, I might even bring it into the front of my face. Tea. Regardless if I'm going out or not, I'm always using my Pixie Milky Mist. She's almost out, as you can see. And I love this one just to bring the hydration back into my face. As a, you know, dry skin girly, all these products, all this setting, and, you know, all of that has really given my skin, really made it tight, and she's not here for that. Now after this one, now I'll go in with a setting spray just for that extra lock-in, and they already make really great setting sprays now. In with my One Size powder melt, gonna give that a good shake. Now this is not only gonna help to take down some of that powder, but it's also going to help me to make my makeup last longer. So, you know, 2 for 1, we love that. That is our full base routine. We did that. I'm gonna go finish up my lip and I'll be back. So as I said earlier before in the video, I really wanna make sure that you guys watch this video at least 4 to 5 times and practice your makeup along with me so that it really becomes muscle memory. You want your base routine to be something that you could do in the dark and you know it's still going to look flawless. If you guys really enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to your girl. All right, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.